Antarctica, the last place on Earth where silence can feel alive. Temperatures fall to 60 below. The wind can strip skin. The ice creaks in the dead of night like it remembers things the world forgot. No phones, no roads, no way to cry for help. And yet, something kept drawing him back. One penguin, no tag team, no tracking device to explain it. Just a presence, always there. While the others huddled, Echo stood alone. In blizzards, in blackouts. When the station was evacuated for storms, Echo returned the moment the wind settled. To one spot, always the same. At first they thought it was coincidence. Maybe the bird was disoriented. Maybe it lost its mate. The researchers logged it, shrugged, moved on. There was always bigger data to chase. But Echo didn't move on. He returned to that patch of ice every morning, sat facing the same direction. For hours, motionless, like he was waiting for something. And when the summer thaw came, the ice cracked deeper than usual. That's when they saw it. A red thread. Footage, gloved hand reaching down into the snow. A faint flash of color. Pause. Thin. Frayed. Human. She was the lead wildlife behaviorist stationed at Outpost Arcus. Vanished without a trace in the middle of winter. One moment she was logging data, the next, radio silence. They said it was the storm. They said she must have fallen through the ice, swept under in the melt. But Echo never accepted that. And when the data logs were pulled from the old satellite imagery, what they showed was something no one could explain. No one noticed at first, but looking back, frame by frame, it was like Echo was trying to say something. Something only he saw. Why that spot? Why so precise? What was he looking at? What had he remembered that no one else did? No one expected the key witness to be a penguin. If he had given up, if he had turned away like the rest of them, we never would have found her. We never would have known where she fell. We never would have known she left a message behind, and no one would have believed what she saw before she disappeared. Echo didn't understand maps. He didn't analyze thermal readouts. He didn't read reports or question the odds. But he showed up, every day. Instinct, loyalty, something deeper than memory. Something that made him walk back through wind that could strip bone again and again, even when no one else returned. This isn't just a mystery about a missing scientist. This is a story about persistence when the world moves on, about never giving up, even when you're the only one left. And before we unravel what happened in Antarctica, before we tell you what Echo led us to, I want you to ask yourself something, honestly. What have you walked away from too soon? What silence did you mistake for the end, when it was really a signal to return? What signs are you ignoring right now that only you were meant to see? Sometimes the answers don't come from the loudest voices, but the quiet ones that refuse to leave. Brilliant, driven, obsessed with penguin migration patterns, Dr. Eliza Rowe was the kind of scientist who didn't just collect data. She chased it, even when it ran into the impossible. I'm telling you, there's something off with this one. He's not following any pattern. He's returning to the same place every day. It's not mating season. It's not food. It's something else. I'm going back out. I just need one more scan. July 12, 2022. Eliza left the station for what was supposed to be a 2-hour solo data retrieval. Wind speed was rising, visibility dropping. She didn't wait for backup. She never did. They sent a team out 12 hours later, tracked her boot prints for almost 3 miles. Then the snow swallowed them whole. The storm came in fast. Temperatures dropped to -70 with wind chill. The search was called off. They said she was gone. But Echo didn't stop. In the days after she disappeared, he kept returning. Same path, same time, again and again. The station wrote it off as abnormal behavior. But some behaviors aren't random. Some behaviors are memory made visible. She wrote those words 3 days before she vanished. In the chaos of the investigation, amid the logistics and the frost-bitten regret, there was one detail no one paid attention to. Echo was just one of dozens tagged during Dr. Rowe's migration study, a research ID in a long list of files, until everything changed. After she vanished, the colony began to move inward. Weather worsened, ice began to split. Nature said, go back, regroup, survive. But Echo didn't follow. He walked away from safety, again and again. ... No food, no shelter, no warmth. Just a path carved through instinct. Not for food, not for mating, for something deeper. Penguins aren't supposed to do that. They operate in patterns, in survival cycles. But Echo had no reason to return, unless it wasn't instinct, unless it was memory. This wasn't random. He was trying to show us something, trying to lead us somewhere. Weeks after she was declared dead, while the world moved on, a single penguin wouldn't. He waited, walked, waited again, in conditions no one should have survived, and he kept going back. Even when the others stopped watching, even when the station turned off the alerts, even when hope was declared unreasonable. It was Echo's insistence that forced the second investigation. Echo's pattern that broke through bureaucracy, silence, and storm. One penguin, one impossible path. Because when everyone else had let go, Echo hadn't. Sometimes it isn't brilliance that finds the answer. Sometimes it's noticing what everyone else ignored. Anna wasn't even supposed to be there that winter. She'd filled in last minute when another intern dropped out. Her job was basic: organize migration logs, archive footage, keep the database warm. But she noticed it, the anomaly, the loop. One penguin, straying from every behavioral model they had. It started with a sentence, a passing observation in Eliza Rowe's notebook. Echo unusually attentive, possible imprint. For most, it would have meant nothing. Just an animal doing what animals do. But Anna didn't see randomness. She saw purpose. She did what no one else had. She cross-referenced Echo's daily paths with the original search zones, and found something horrifying. Echo wasn't going where they'd looked. He was going where they hadn't. She brought it to her supervisor. He told her, it's a coincidence. She brought it to the advisory panel. They said, penguin behavior isn't evidence. But Anna didn't stop, because Echo wouldn't stop. With nothing more than a hunch, she launched the drone herself. Low altitude, real-time visual scan, tracking Echo's coordinates. And on day 19, just past the ridge, was the first clue. A sipper, human-made, partially visible beneath the ice. Echo had led her to it. And that's when the second search began. This time, led by a penguin, and the girl who chose to believe him. What no one realized was this: the ice holds secrets beneath its frozen surface. And Echo's path was tracing them. A recurring blip, faint, almost imperceptible, but consistent. Echo's location wasn't just random wandering. It was a signal. The data didn't lie. Beneath layers of ice and snow, something had been alive. Something waiting. Hidden from every search team before. You have to reopen the search at coordinates 72 degrees 19 south, 90 degrees 10 west. There's something under the ice. Echo led me there. Reopening a cold case in Antarctica isn't easy. Bureaucracy, weather, and danger kept most at bay. But Anna's belief in Echo's persistence pushed them forward. Days later, deep into the shifting ice shelf, they found it. A hidden crevice, cloaked beneath fresh snowdrifts, undisturbed and unseen. The ice had hidden what the world missed, but Echo hadn't. The crevice was a time capsule, preserving the last moments of Dr. Rowe's mission. Echo's repeated visits weren't coincidence. They were remembrance, a silent, unwavering vigil. A penguin had refused to give up, had refused to move on, even when the world told him to. Inside that hidden crevice, the search team made a heartbreaking discovery. Dr. Eliza Rowe, clutched in her hands, an audio recorder preserved by the unforgiving cold. Her last message, a voice filled with regret and sorrow. I don't think I'll make it. Tell Echo I'm sorry. I shouldn't have rushed. I just wanted to catch him, to understand. Please, Echo, the very last being she interacted with. The one who never left her side, even when hope was gone. In his silence, a story of loyalty and determination. In her final moments, a reminder that sometimes the smallest companions teach us the greatest lessons. Echo's story is not just about survival or loss. It's about the power of never giving up, even when the odds seem impossible. It's about faith, in others, in oneself, and in the quiet signals no one else notices. Echo's story didn't stay hidden in the ice for long. It exploded across the world's media, captivating hearts, sparking debates, and challenging what we thought we knew. How much do animals truly perceive? Could Echo have understood the danger? Could a single penguin possess a loyalty and instinct that defies explanation? Amid the headlines, one truth emerged clearly. Rose's dedication had not been in vain. Her groundbreaking research, retrieved from her frozen camp, was salvaged against all odds. In honor of her legacy, the mission was reborn, Project Echo, a new chapter in understanding the connection between humans and the natural world. Echo's journey reminds us, sometimes the smallest, quietest voices carry the loudest truths. That faith, loyalty, and perseverance can break barriers no one thought possible. And above all, it shows us why we should never give up. Because even in the coldest, most desolate places, hope can find a way. Echo didn't speak. He didn't bark or beg. He simply showed up, every day. Because something deep inside told him, the story wasn't over. His behavior sparked change. New protocols for field safety, guided by the silent lessons Echo taught us. A reminder that resilience isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet persistence. The daily return, the refusal to give up, even when the path is uncertain. Echo's legacy is a call to all of us to keep showing up, to trust our instincts, and to believe, no matter how cold the storm, there is always a reason to continue. In a place where everything is frozen, even grief, Echo refused to freeze. He refused to forget. He refused to quit. Don't wait for someone to understand you. Don't give up because it's cold and silent. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Just like Echo. Never give up, because someone somewhere is depending on your persistence, even if they can't say it.